Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. In this one, I'm going to be telling you about what's going to be going on the channel over this summer. So, I want to bring some fantasy football talk into this because it relates to what I do on this channel, playing sports video games, and I've slowly been talking about sports. So let's just bring fantasy football into this. It's something that I actually like to talk about, and it's something that people like to watch, and it's something that I actually know how to talk about really well. I'm passionate about, and I can give good knowledge to people because I have great credentials on fantasy football. So in this video, I'm just going to be telling you about why I'm good at fantasy football, some strategies, and then later over the summer progresses, I'm going to be giving you different things to look at, like sleepers to draft, people to avoid, players you should look for in the first round, all of that. So right now I'm just telling you why you should listen to me. So I play on Yahoo Fantasy Football. I play in a couple leagues, but the main league I participate in is half PPR, and I am diamond level status. So I've been playing since 2018, so that's about 6-7 years. So I've won 3 times. I'm talking about the main league here because I don't really pay attention to the other league. I still do it, but no. 3 wins in my main league, and I pretty much, if I don't win, I'm in second or third place. And last year I won, and I probably had the greatest fantasy football team of all time. So the draft went pretty well. You can, the draft can make or break your season. Obviously, you can recover by making trades, but if you don't know the people in your league, you're not going to make trades. But I know the people in my league, so I trade a lot, and I make trades that help me a lot and improve my team, and that's what I did last season. So the team I drafted last year, I started with the 6th overall pick, and my first pick was Amon-Ra St. Brown. And my team from that year was, my quarterback was Brock Purdy, my running back was Saquon Barkley, my other running back was James Conner, my receivers were Amon-Ra St. Brown and Tank Dell, my flex was Terry McLaurin or Xavier Worthy, and my tight end was Sam Laporta. So that team was nothing compared to the team I finished the year with, and obviously you wouldn't even believe the team I ended up with when I read it to you because it's the amount of strategy and trades I made. Not like I just forced people into scamming them. Mostly they offered it, and I had the pieces to give it to them because I would make full circles with my trades. People don't trade that much, but I traded so much, and it's something you should do. Maybe not as much as I do it, but it made me the greatest team ever. So I'll read you the team I finished the year with now. My quarterback was Joe Burrow, who finished as the quarterback 2 or 3, I can't remember. My running back was Kyren Williams and Josh Jacobs. Pretty good. My wide receivers were Jamar Chase, the wide receiver 1, Amon-Ra St. Brown, who was the wide receiver 5 or something, Tyreek Hill was my flex, and TJ Hawkinson was my tight end. I'm not even trying to prove to you that you should just make trades all the time. I'm just trying to prove my credentials and why you should listen to me while I talk about fantasy football because, well, I think that proved my point that I could also give you some good trade ideas. So, I know this part's going to sound stupid, but pretty much every player I drafted left my team. Even Amon-Ra, who finished the year on my team, he left, came back. So there were players, great players that came through my team. Early in the season, Barkley got traded for McCaffrey. I traded Barkley and I think someone else. I think it was McLaurin or someone it was Barkley and Amon-Ra for McCaffrey and A.J. Brown. Because Amon-Ra was the wide receiver 3 that year, 4, and A.J. Brown was 6. And then Barkley was the running back 3. So that was a pretty solid trade. But then McCaffrey, I had him sit on my IR for about 2 weeks. But I thankfully got Jordan Mason, the backup. But then I didn't want him anymore. So I traded McCaffrey back. But McCaffrey was supposed to come back in 4 weeks, not 9. So I was able to trade McCaffrey back for Amon-Ra, and I also got Joe Burrow out of this trade. And A.J. Brown still sat on my team. And then that was before the season started. And then I think it was week 2, I traded James Conner and Terry McLaurin for Alvin Kamara and Brian Thomas Jr., I think. Yeah, but that was great because Kamara scored like 48 points week 2, and I was able to trade him for Kyren Williams. Not straight up, something else was in the middle of that. So that was that. And then week 5 is where my team started getting really good. I wanted to stack Ja'Marr Chase. I wanted a really good receiver because A.J. Brown was dealing with some injuries. I knew he was going to come back next week, but I had a bye week problem. So I wanted to get Ja'Marr Chase to stack him with Joe Burrow. So I traded A.J. Brown, and there was a running back involved for Ja'Marr Chase and DeAndre Swift. So Ja'Marr Chase had a bad first 4 weeks, so his trade value was down, so I was able to get A.J. Brown. All my friends told me I got scammed, and I didn't think I got scammed, but I didn't think I won the trade originally, but I saw the potential Ja'Marr Chase had and how the stat could work. And week 5, Ja'Marr Chase scored 56 points, and Joe Burrow scored 47, and that stack was lethal, and then the rest was history. So my tight end right now was my weak spot, and I had BTJ, so I traded Laporta, BTJ, and some other people for Brock Bowers, who was struggled for me for a little bit. Then he finally had a good game, but Hawkinson was about to come back, and he was solid, and I didn't really see the value in having a very good tight end, and I wanted to sharpen the other parts of my team. I mean, the whole other part of my team was really good. So, I had a running back 2 problem. So, I traded Brock Bowers, and I can't remember who else because I made so many trades. But I traded Brock Bowers for Josh Jacobs. And now my team up to that point was Burrow, Kyren Williams, Josh Jacobs, Ja'Marr Chase, and Amon-Ra. My flex was Worthy, and my tight end was Hawkinson. So pretty much the final trade I made that year was I had DeAndre Swift now, who was replaced by Josh Jacobs, sitting on my bench. So I worked something out. DeAndre Swift was playing really good, and Tyreek Hill was playing really bad. So I traded DeAndre Swift, Xavier Worthy, and someone else for Tyreek Hill, and that pretty much finished off my team. Joe Burrow, Kyren Williams, Josh Jacobs, Ja'Marr Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tyreek Hill, and T.J. Hawkinson. So you probably could have guessed, even if I told you, that team won the championship. Greatest team ever. That's like LeBron's super squad team. And so anyway, the point I've been trying to make this whole time is I want to talk about fantasy football, and I have the knowledge. I know how to move players around, how to gain depth on your team, how to make moves to win championships. So hopefully if you're new to fantasy football, or if you just need some strategies or need players to look at, and hopefully you just come here because I know what I'm talking about, unlike those other fantasy football experts that I've never listened to because they have the worst takes. So in my next video, I'm going to be telling you players to target in the first round, and I have some great strategies for that. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, and you stay up to date on every single one of not only the fantasy football videos, but all kinds of sports videos. And yeah, I'll see you guys later, and I'll be doing a fantasy football mock draft soon. So see you guys.